Hey guys, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm here to share my favorite eyeshadows with you guys. So these are my favorite eyeshadows for this year, 2017. So I have eyeshadow palettes and also I have eyeshadow singles with you guys. So the list is a little bit long, so let's get started. I want to start with the most expensive palettes that I own. One is Natasha Denona. This is a sunset palette. You get 15 eyeshadows in here. And this retails for $129, so that is before tax. $129 for 15 eyeshadows, whereas the Pat McGrath you spend $125 and you get 10 eyeshadows, so you get 5 eyeshadows less when you compare. Now this is not the biggest size of for Natasha Denona palette. The biggest size is 28 pan palette, so that is $250 or something. So this is, I would say, the bigger size, so somewhere in between. I think the smallest is 5 pan eyeshadow palette. So just comparing, if you're really confused, if you're in a dilemma, if you want to spend a lot of money on eyeshadow palettes and if you don't know which to pick, I think it's just based on your preferences and color selection. First of all, based on your color selection, and then next is if you're someone who really loves matte, and if you think that if I'm spending so much of money, I really want to spend on the best mattes, just the perfect mattes, I would say pick the Natasha Denona ones. I'm not saying Pat McGrath mattes are not good, but the Natasha Denona mattes are just a tiny bit better. I would like, just to give you guys a perspective, I would, if I'm giving the mattes here 10 out of 10 for Natasha Denona mattes, I would give the Pat McGrath mattes like a 9.2. You know what I mean? Just a tiny bit better than the Pat McGrath. I can definitely tell the more I use both the palettes, it's like very evident that the mattes in the Natasha Denona one is definitely better. Now, if you're someone who thinks that if I'm spending so much money, I want the best metallics, just the foil shimmery, my eyelids has to glisten in the sunlight. If you think that, I would say there's no contest, guys. There is no contest, not even a close contest. Pat McGrath definitely wins. The metallics are out of this world, just fantastic. Shadows that I've seen as metallic and as reflective as the shadows you see here are the Inglot pigments, and those are loose pigments, so it does take some practice. In fact, it takes a lot of practice to use them properly as eyeshadows, to mix and match colors with Inglot pigments. But these are just these are pressed versions, of course, and these are more like pressed pigments and glittery eyeshadows, but these are so easy to use. There's not much of a fallout. So I'd say if you love metallics and if you think that if I'm spending so much amount of money, I want the best metallics, there's no contest. I think the most foiled eyeshadow finish in the Natasha Denona one is called the Chroma finish. Chrome finish or Chroma finish, I still don't know. I think Chroma, and that is not even close to the high shine metallic. I think the sunset palette, this one is Chroma. Hang on, yeah, this one is Chroma. Let me just swatch it for you guys. Let's see how the Chroma finish is in the, yeah, they're metallic, but just wait for the metallics in the Pat McGrath. So that is the Chroma, which is the most like a most shimmery and foil glittery eyeshadow finish in the Pat McGrath line. And just look at this, guys. Wait, since they are pressed kind of products, they are, do you see the difference, guys? Just, do you see how it catches the light as I'm shifting? There is no contest. If you want the best metallics and if you like very enthusiastic about spending a lot of money, pick Pat McGrath. There's no contest. When it comes to metallics, she has the best when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. So next is we have the Viseart palettes. I love all of, well, not all, I haven't tried all. So I have this one, then this is the editorial, and then I do have the dark mattes. I think Dark Mattes is such a versatile palette if you have dark skin especially. It's such an awesome palette, guys. It has like very close to my skin tone kind of transition colors. It has in fact 2 transition colors that are very similar to my skin tone. And you have such a different variety of dark matte colors. And they are all distinctly different. They all do not look the same. They might look the same in the palette, but they are all very different on the skin. And they really blend so beautifully. If you to be honest, I would compare the Natasha Denona ones to these. They are very, very similar. In fact, they just blend themselves. They don't muddy up together when you use more than one colors. They are really, really fantastic. And these palettes, the 12 pan palettes, these are made in France. I think the smaller palettes are not made in France. I don't know, at least the one that they released for the fall, which is called, what is it called? Golden Hour. Yeah, that's called the Golden Hour palette, which is a really fantastic palette. It's a beautiful palette, but that is not made in France. That is made in the USA. But I really, really love the 12 pan palettes. Just pick and choose whatever color you like. I'm a colorful girl. I love my colors, so I had to showcase this. I do have dark mattes, but I wanted to showcase this. The pigmentation on these are fantastic. I think the best part is if you build this, all of these colors up, they stay put and they are true to what you see in the pan on every single skin tone, guys, not just on my skin tone. And they just stay, I'm talking about 10 to like 11 hours of staying power on the eyes without any kind of fading or anything. They are fantastic. I highly recommend these. Next is one of my favorite palettes for this year. Actually, I just love this palette, guys. I hated the Saharan 1 palette, but Saharan 2 is so beautiful. I just love every single color here. Well, I'm not too I think if this coral gold color is not in this palette, I wouldn't miss it, but all of the shades are fantastic. They are so pigmented, and this palette is such a good dupe for Natasha Denona's Joya and Aries palette that she came out for the holidays for. Those palettes retail for $48 each. So some of these colors, I think this is a kind of a close dupe. This is like a raspberry red, but there's like a fuchsia shade in the Joya palette, which is kind of similar. And then you have this intense orange, which is like such a beautiful dupe for the orange matte in the Aries palette. Then you have this beautiful cranberry shade. There are so many dupes. I did do a video comparing the holiday palettes from Natasha Denona and this palette. Highly recommend you guys check it out if you're interested in this color scheme. You would save so much, guys. The mattes blend beautifully. I absolutely love this palette. I also love the Masquerade palette, but this is my new favorite. This is it's an amazing palette. Not just this palette, Juvia's Place makes some really good quality eyeshadows for such an affordable price. Now this is a very new favorite. This is by Huda Beauty, and this is her Electric Obsessions palette. This is not a limited edition palette. I don't think it is. And you get such a beautiful range of colors, and they are pigmented and they blend well. Blending wise, I wouldn't compare the quality to Natasha Denona mattes or Viseart. Or even Juvia's Place. They do take a little bit of effort to blend, but they do blend quickly, and the staying power is also really good. Another like alternative, I wouldn't call it an alternative because this is like $27, and there's a palette from Sephora's Editorial Pro palettes. Yeah, Sephora Pro in the color Editorial, Colorful Editorial, something like that. I did do a review comparing. I reviewed this palette and I compared it with the Sephora Pro Editorial palette. There are all of them, except for the yellow, all of the mattes, you do have a dupe in that bigger palette. That is a more expensive palette, that's $68, but very similar color selection, and you do have a wider variety of metallics in that palette, from like a pressed glitter kind of an eyeshadow to like a satin finish to transformative eyeshadows. There is like a really good variety. So if you like this color scheme and you want something bigger, I highly recommend you check that palette out. It's a huge palette. I think you get 18 or 20 eyeshadows, guys, in that palette. It's such a big palette. So yeah, I really like I just love how cost effective this is, but still the quality is really good. Usually I think Huda Beauty's eyeshadow palettes are made in Italy, but this guy is made in China. All of the Obsessions palettes are made in China. Now we see so many foiled finished eyeshadows in like colorful, you know, those colorful eyeshadows you see, like intense gold and like purple and all those things. I did review this palette. This is by Cinema Secrets, and this is a pro palette actually. This retails for $40. I know it's definitely expensive, but you get so much product. I think the amount of product you get in each pan is the same as the amount of product you get in each pan in the Viseart. I think 2 grams in each pan. You get 2 grams in each pan as well. So altogether you get 10 grams of product. The quality is so good, guys. Let me just do a few swatches. Very good. They're foiled eyeshadows and they are incredible, guys. If you love metallics, foiled, not just metallics, not just soft shimmers, these are foiled eyeshadows. And if you're not someone who's very much into metallics and just want a small collection of just you know, neutral shades, I highly recommend you buy this palette. It's such a good value and you get so much product, and you know, the quality is fantastic. As you can see, they are beautifully foiled and intensely pigmented eyeshadows. Now, since it is my favorite, I did want to mention this. I love this palette, guys. I absolutely love this palette. I have used this so much. You can see the back is kind of almost faded, and also there's some fading in the silvery lines in the front as well. I don't know if you can see, I don't think you'd be able to see, there's a lot of dent in a lot of these colors. I love this palette. Oh my god, it's fantastic. I use this every time I use an eyeshadow palette. I use these colors as a very playful transition colors. They just beautifully make the look very colorful, but give a very subtle effect. I love the fact that they are really pigmented. They don't look ashy on my skin tone at all, and they blend so beautifully. Kat Von D, all of her eyeshadow palettes are all limited edition. I have a feeling that they haven't like really nailed that eyeshadow formula properly. That's why they're coming out with so many limited edition. And if you ask me, after this palette, I love the Metal Matte palette, but after that, I don't think she really came out with a good eyeshadow palette with a really strong formula, guys. It's usually been a lot of hits or misses kind of eyeshadows in, especially the Saint and Sinner palette. The more I use it, I'm like, there are so many hits and misses, and I don't know. But anyway, this is my favorite palette from Kat Von D till this date, and the next favorite would be the Metal Matte. But anyways, I just wanted to feature this because I love it so much. I use it a ton, you guys. I love this. I'm so sad that I think Kat Von D did like a Q&A recently, and someone asked if they would be bringing this back, and she like vehemently said, no, we are not bringing it back. That was a little sad, but I love this palette. It's beautiful. The formula is fantastic. So that's all the palettes I have. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, but I do have so many singles, guys. Singles eyeshadows. Hang on, I don't want to miss anything. So let's start with liquid eyeshadows that I absolutely love. One is, of course, you guys saw this coming, Stila's Magnificent Metal Glitter and Glow eyeshadows. Now, not every eyeshadow in this range is 100% pigmented or anything, but the fact that they are so multi-dimensional and saturated with glitter, even the shades that are not that pigmented and have that sheerness to them, you don't see the sheerness on the eyelids at all because they are so multi-dimensional. So I think that's like a really big advantage to this particular formula. I love this formula. It's really good. There is a set gift set for this, like 2 gift sets, a smaller gift set and a 6 piece gift set. Both are of incredibly good value. If you love these, definitely check out those gift sets, guys. They are really, really, really good. Then these 2 are more of a foil kind of a finish. This is a recent favorite. This is by Colourpop, and these are called the Supernova Shadow. I think they're coming out with 3 more colors. I'm not sure when they're launching, but this is my favorite, and this is wait, I didn't tell you guys what this is. This is called Violet Vixen. It's a very beautiful the color reference I would, at least that my mom would give, is an eggplant flower color. She would that's like kind of a reference that my mom would usually say when she sees this color. I haven't seen an eggplant flower till now, but I don't know. So such a beautiful purple magenta shade. It's stunning. And this is a purple, again a purple shade, but not, it's like more of a reddish purple. This is in this shade Moonlit, and they are really, really pigmented. And this is more of a foiled finish, guys. Foiled liquid eyeshadow. It does have glitter, all definitely, but not chunky, visibly large glitters. And they're not as multi-dimensional as these, because these are glitter eyeshadows, glitter liquid eyeshadows. Where the base is kind of not as pigmented, but it's just saturated with glitter, whereas this, the base is like there's a strong pigmentation, and the glitter part is definitely subdued. So this is more of a foiled eyeshadow. I do have a review on this not this particular shade, but I bought like 4 shades, and I did do a review, an in-depth review on this particular product, and also this particular shade as well. So check those videos out on my channel. And another more amped up version of a foiled eyeshadow. This is just a foiled cream eyeshadow, but this has a foiled liquid eyeshadow on one side, and then you have glitter on the other side, which just amps up the foil look like a ton, guys. You'd be just so mesmerized by how foiled your eyelids look when you use this, and when you top it off with this. You can wear the liquid eyeshadow by itself if you want, so it does give you the liberty to use like a toned down foiled version of the eyeshadow by just using this side, the liquid eyeshadow side. And if you decide to just amp it up like a lot, you could definitely top the liquid eyeshadow with the very similar colored glitters. I wouldn't call these, to be honest, I wouldn't call this glitters. These are flaky pigments, to be honest. They are pigments, guys, more than glitters. So this is like a very amped up foiled eyeshadow. And the brand is, I didn't tell you guys the brand. The brand is Touch and Sol Metallist Liquid Foil and Glitter Shadow Duos. There is a gift set with this product. I think there's like a 6 piece gift set, and it retails for $40. It's a really good value. Check it out, guys. It's such a good product. I did do a review video on the gift set, so check that out as well. So I think those are all the liquid eyeshadows that I have. Let's move on to singles. Now, Kat Von D's, what are these called? Metal Crush eyeshadows. I love this shade Iggy. Just wait for the swatch, you guys. They are so incredibly beautiful. This looks like a real emerald, like stone, you know, like a precious stone. That's how rich this green is. Just, I think, the most beautiful green I've ever seen. Such a beautiful color. This is Iggy. This is one of my favorite shades, and the shade Trasher is also, I love this shade as well. Now, these are richly pigmented, incredible, with like drenched with pigment, but I wouldn't call them foiled shades or extremely glittery shades. These are but rich in pigment. There are a lot of neutral shades in this collection, in this line. Highly recommend you check it out. If you're someone who just wants one richly pigmented neutral eyeshadow and you don't want to spend a lot of money, I highly recommend just check this out and pick one of those neutral shades that Kat Von D has. It's such a good line. I highly recommend them. Next we have Sugarpill. Sugarpill makes fantastic colorful eyeshadows. I think in their lineup they have only like 3 to 4 neutral colors. There's like a very mid-tone brown, very rich dark brown, and then there's a black, there's a white. That's about it, I guess. Yeah, so they have like 4 to 5 neutral shades and that's it. The rest are all insanely pigmented colorful shades. The quality on these are very, very comparable to Viseart eyeshadows, Natasha Denona mattes. They are beautiful. They just, again, the staying power is incredible. I'm talking about more than 10 hours of lasting power, meaning the shadows will not fade away at all. They don't crease, they appear true to what you see in the pan on the eyes as well, or even on my skin. Do you see that red, guys? Absolutely fantastic, guys. Just incredible. These were just a treat. I was thinking about buying these products for over a year. That's how much I thought about before I bought these, and these are so expensive. I think single pans you spend $10, and with the packaging this is like $13. So just imagine the amount of money I spent on these. They are so amazing though. I've been just absolutely treating myself every time I use these mattes, guys. So beautiful. Now again, foil eyeshadows are so much in trend. Again, if you're not so much into metallics and foil eyeshadows, but you really want something, at least 1 or 2 to apply on your eyes if you have like a special event to go to. High end, definitely I recommend these because these are drenched in pigment. But drugstore, these are just this, and I do have another one from the drugstore, Milani ones. This is incredible, guys. The L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadows. So these are pressed pigments, so it does come, you have to conserve the moisture in these to get them to be perfect. Otherwise I think they will dry off like Colourpop's eyeshadows. So these are incredible. This is, what is this shade? This is Glistening Garnet. They also have this beautiful orchid shade, guys. So beautiful. Let me just swatch it. You do have to use your fingers with these. They are beautifully pigmented. That was just a very, very light swatch, guys. Do you see how foil they are? It's just beautiful foil, and and these are like $7 or $8. L'Oreal is expensive, so $7 or $8. Such good quality, guys. You don't have to even spend so like, these are $20. The Kat Von D's Metal Crush eyeshadows. So you can get such incredible quality at such a low price as well. So don't worry yourself that you have to spend $20 on a singles. Then next is Milani's what are these called? Bella Eyes Gel Powder Shadows. The formula is gel. It's not liquid, not cream, not powder. So they call these gel, but honestly I feel that they are very much like powder, and these can be used wet and dry. If you use it wet, the pigmentation amps up like anything. My favorite color is Bella Rouge, which is like a raspberry red. It has this pink and red to it. Because it is dry, it's not it is pigmented. I would give it like 8 out of 10 for pigmentation, but if you wet your brush, the pigmentation is insane. And these are again like $7, $8, and they do have like a variety of colors, guys. Again, for drugstore, I really like these are like the best at the drugstore if you ask me, when it comes to like pigmented, like incredibly foil looking kind of metallic eyeshadows. I really like the L'Oreal Infallible and the Milani Bella Eyes. Then let's move on to pigments. I have to mention Inglot eye pigments, AMC pigments. Just let's take a look at this 122. I'm just tapping it off because I don't want to get so beautiful, guys. I cannot get over these. I use these at least. Do you guys see the similarity with these with the, oh wait, these kind of rubbed off? Do you see how reflective these are? Very similar to those metallic pressed pigment kind of eyeshadows in the Pat McGrath Mothership palettes. It's just amazing, guys. So that's why I said it's not like these are the only kind of eyeshadows like this in the market. Something very similar is the Inglot AMC Pigments eyeshadows, but these are loose, and it does take like there is a learning curve to learn to how to use these. Otherwise you will really get frustrated. I got frustrated as well, but I was determined, because something as pretty as this, I was willing to put in the hard work to learn how to make these work. And I have, and I use this at least once a week. At the Inglot pigments, I use these at least once a week. They are fantastic, guys. Then next is this. I have not heard anybody talking about these. These are from Makeup Forever, and these are the metal powders. That's it. They are just called the metal powders. So you have like 4 or 5 shades, and all of them are gold toned. I think there's 1 copper and 1 gunmetal. Let me show you the pigmentation on these, guys. Let me just show you the pigmentation on these. Just beautifully pigmented. They are not loose, or I mean they are loose, I'm sorry, but they're not extremely foiled, as you can see, but they are rich in pigmentation. And if you love gold toned eyeshadows, you have at least, I think, 6 variety of golds in this particular line, and they are loose, but they don't fly everywhere. They adhere well to each other, first of all. So when you open the lid off, they just don't fly everywhere. And I just love these metal powders, guys. They are just, especially since I love the golds, there are so many variety of golds, from extremely crazy golds and very subtle muted golds. I absolutely love the metal powders. Highly, if you love golds, highly recommend you check it out. Next, recently I've discovered a brand new line of makeup. This is TOpSHop. TOpSHop, you know, the apparel company, the retailer. They have also makeup beauty kind of a line going on their website. And recently I've discovered, oh, do you see these, guys? Oh my god, this is how they look even in person, guys. This is not the lights that's playing the trick or anything. This, in fact, in person they look incredibly beautiful, even more shifty in a good way. So yeah, these are called the CHamelon eyeshadows, and they are the baked gelée kind of formula, and this is in the shade Changeling. Let me swatch this for you. Do you see how wet looking that is, guys? Incredibly beautiful. Now, how I discovered these eyeshadows is because I had a dilemma whether to keep the Huda Beauty's Desert Dusk palette or not, because I love those duochrome products in that palette, but the rest of the palette I was not that impressed. I wasn't like crazy impressed about the other shades, but I was crazy impressed with the duochrome. So I was just looking for dupes, and Angela Mary Tanner, I think, who's on Instagram, she just recommended these products. She recommended them a lot. So I went ahead and took the plunge and bought the eyeshadows, and so I've been so happy with this that I've happily returned the Desert Dusk palette. Do you guys see how wet looking these are, guys? And this is just a dry application, but since I used my finger, they really melted into the skin beautifully. But when you use a brush, you will have to build them up quite a bit. I would say 2 to 3 layers, but I highly recommend these, guys. I totally recommend. These are called the CHamelon eyeshadows, and you can find these on TOpShop's website, or maybe even in their stores. I don't know, probably you can check it out on their website to see if these products are available at any retail store, but I don't think these are available anywhere in the Northern California. So I don't know. I really love. There are 4 shades in total, but only 3 are available in their site right now. I'm just waiting for the 4th to just arrive. So yeah, I love these. These shadows are such a big happy discovery for me. So I totally recommend these. These are like anywhere between $10 to $13 each. So yeah, $10 to $13 each, and you get 2.4 grams of product, which is a lot, you guys. Then have to mention Makeup Forever's eyeshadows, guys. Extremely pigmented. They just the formula, not a formula, but just the way they perform, again, very similar to Sugarpill's eyeshadows, Viseart eyeshadows. They blend themselves well, and these are beginner eyeshadows. They are very expensive because of the good high quality, but any beginner without any kind of instruction, you don't need any instruction, you can use these eyeshadows. They are very, very good. And this is Eggplant, I think. Such a beautiful purple, guys, such a beautiful purple. They also remain true to color on the lids. Such a good quality eyeshadows, Makeup Forever's eyeshadows. Then I think we've come to the end, you guys. Finally, I have oh wait, no, we haven't come to the end. We're just close to the end. Colourpop's Super Shock eyeshadows. I do love the Colourpop Super Shock eyeshadows over the pressed eyeshadows. These are just on a whole new level, guys. Let's get rid of this watch, because the bangles are just, yeah. My favorite is, this is Paradox. I love the matte satins. I love every formula in the Super Shock. I know I have heard a lot of complaints about the matte in this Super Shock line, but I don't know, they work really, really well for me. I've not experienced any blending issues or any pigmentation issues. They are fantastic. That was Paradox, and this is Telepathy. Just so incredible, guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colors that you can find at Super Shock eyeshadows on Colourpop's website. Now, with pressed eyeshadows from Colourpop, I highly recommend the mattes over the metallics. The metallics are very hit or miss. They can be foil looking in the swatch, in the pan, but on the eyes they might not look foil looking. There's a lot of hits and misses. There's a lot of ifs and buts with the metallics, pressed eyeshadow metallics. So the pressed matte eyeshadows are really pigmented and really nice, but I'm not like a huge fan of the pressed metallic eyeshadows. But Super Shock, this is Coconut, one of my another favorite. They are beautiful. I highly recommend them, you guys. Then last but not the least, another indie brand. So out of the indie brands, my favorite Colourpop, of course, and then JD Glow Cosmetics. Now the reason I really think they are beautiful and amazing is because I know there are so many indie brands who make really good pigmented metallics and mattes, but in the area where JD Glow Cosmetics stands out is they make some such unique colors, guys. They kind of specialize in a duochrome. They have something called as a Galaxy eyeshadows, where they have a lot of duochrome eyeshadows, and all of the duochrome are so like unique and so incredibly metallic and foil looking. So I know Colored Rain gets some serious reputation, like good reputation here in social media. I agree, their mattes and metallics are like incredible good quality, incredibly good. They stay put, they are beautifully blend and everything, but I feel the color selection is not that unique. I feel they don't have a lot of like unique colorful colors. They usually, I feel they stick to a lot of neutral colors. They're doing what they do best. That's another thing, because just because they don't go about doing colorful colors doesn't mean that they are not that good. But based on the colors that they have out right now, I feel I'm drawn to JD Glow Cosmetics because of the color selection. It's incredibly unique. This is one color. Do you see how incredibly unique this is? And this orange, guys, I have not seen a fiery orange like this. I've seen more of a copper color, but this is a straight up metallic orange. So incredibly, hang on, let me swatch this and these two. So this is a straight up pink, and this is like a pink purple. They have such unique colors. That's why I'm always drawn towards JD Glow Cosmetics, but I highly recommend Colored Rain as well. Their quality is so good, guys. Mattes and metallics are absolutely fantastic. But If you want some unique colors, head on over to JD Glow Cosmetics. They have such beautiful unique colors that you probably do not see in other places at all. So yeah, Colourpop, Juvia's place of course, but they come out with palettes, so I featured them in the palette section. So Juvia's place, Colourpop, JD Glow Cosmetics, Color Drain. These make some really good high quality makeup when it comes to indie brands. Now let's talk about Melt Cosmetics. You're wondering what this is? The reason I decided to feature this at the very end is because I know people say that Melt Cosmetics incredible quality. I don't know guys, they are very hit or miss. I feel the quality is very inconsistent. First of all, I hate their packaging. Now they've come out with this Pro palettes. I did buy the Haze stack. I will do a review on those and this Pro palette very soon. Just bear with me, I will do it very soon. But this is the Pro palette. I'm very relieved that they came out with this palette. But my favorite stack would be the Love Sick stack. This is amazing quality guys. If you're looking for one stack to buy from Melt, just get the Love Sick. This is fabulous. Such a beautiful iridescent purple. I'm just worried that it might fall down. Such a bluish purple color, just crazy pigmented. But the rest, I'm like, this is the Haze stack at the bottom. So yeah, I feel that gunmetal stack was just a so-so, I would say. Not worth $44 or whatever they're charging. So yeah, that's why I'm focusing them. What was I saying? That's why I'm showcasing the Melt Cosmetic eyeshadows at the very end separately, just to emphasize that I've also heard that the radioactive stack is also not up to par with their other eyeshadows. So that's why I'm showcasing them at the very end, just to emphasize the fact that some stacks, some eyeshadows are really good, but I don't know, I feel the quality is kind of inconsistent. So I highly recommend you buy the eyeshadows from Melt Cosmetics in singles. Just look up reviews and buy them in singles instead of stacks. I know stacks definitely you save a lot of money, but singles I would say I think would be better. So yeah, you guys, I think that's it. We've come to the end of this video. I think I've showcased all of my favorite eyeshadows. Hope you guys found this video useful. Hope I didn't like really confuse you guys, and hope I shared my thoughts on all of these products properly and effectively. Hope you guys found this video useful. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked watching it, and please subscribe. Bye.